everybody, what is going on? Back in the woods. Gonna work on my OSB garage. Sorry people. Some people think it's cringeworthy material, I guess. I don't think it's that bad, and yes, it is garbage, but it's cheap. In the last video I made, the whole point of the video was how to do it cheaply. But it's no different than, remember I told you guys last week about a video that's at 350,000 views now. I did my little tarp garage at home, and the title of that was how to make a tarp garage last for years inexpensively. And a pile of comments were putting metal on it. Yeah, $1,400. So I don't think that's inexpensive. So anyways, whoops, for this, here's what's going on here, guys. Check this out. Olympic water seal. Olympic water guard. So we got a couple gallons of this. I should be able to do. One of them is supposed to do almost 400 square feet. I will eventually do the end wall here. Will be done. This wall is going to be done. I'm going to shoot it. I'm going to spray it. I brought a sprayer. It's in the truck. And I'll do up underneath the soffit after I get my strapping on. So my strapping is right here in the truck. I get 20 strips. It gives me lots that are gone 1x3. It's decent looking stuff actually. So, and here I have, and this is actually made for a wood shield spray applicator. This is exactly what this thing is for. This is not for doing herbicides. This is for spraying this kind of stuff. It's what I did the mini cabin with. So I'm glad I bought it back then, because now I got it. So anyways, I'm trying to do two things. Trying to do two things with one hand. I'll talk to you in a minute here. I'll throw a quick pick in when I get home there to show you the cringeworthy OSB wall that I put in my portable garage home, my little tarp garage. 2 years ago in 2 months. It's already October and December to be 2 years since I did that, and there's 3 spots where one flake of OSB, one chip come off. The rest of it looks like I painted it last week. So I'll show you guys a picture of that. What do you think? Anyway, and another one. Why not? Hang on a second. Hang on a second. You see the skirting in this camp? Does that look horrific in any way, shape, or form? That hasn't been painted for 5 years. It's only got one good layer of paint on it. Yeah, there's chips and flakes in a couple spots, but generally it's still decent sheathing material. When you can buy it for $10 a sheet. So, I'm a poor man, so I don't have money to buy $50 a sheet half-inch plywood right now. 3/8's like $30-some, if anybody doesn't realize. So anybody, you know, our Canadian lumber prices are ridiculous, and they have been. So, anyways, I'm gonna get some strapping. I'm gonna start putting her on. Gonna make her look lovely. Gotta cut a few pieces first. First, I'm gonna go along the top edge. All underneath, I'm gonna do a row. Down the corners, and then all the seams. Get her done. Well, the first couple pieces I get going up here don't even need to be cut, because they're going full length. And I think I'm going to do, I'm going to bring one over this way. I'm going to go across the front over top of the doors. They're just kind of tied all together. But this piece is going to go flush like that. And it's not going to be hard to do. And it trims it out, cleans it up nice. Whoops. Okay. There we go. That holds her in. Another one here. That was nice. Phone rang. Another customer. The snow thrower need tuned up. So we're going to put another nail here. Drive that up. Go. One here. This just tightens everything up. Try to keep the critters out of this friggin' place, right? So I think I can go with another piece. Keeping out the critters. There you go. I'm all the way along the top already, and I have this corner already done. This is going to clean it up pretty good, I think, especially when I get the stain on. So it is time to put on another piece. My phone is ringing steady today. I just had another phone call. People are looking for snow thrower repairs. It's going to be a good thing. It's going to be a good year, I think. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's going to look okay, I think. Not bad at all, Cindy.
One here.
She's here. There we go. That's holding there. One more. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad, does it? All cut. Throw in another one here. Throw in another one. Not bad for strapping. There. Right there. So see, my crappy cutting is all hidden now. Doing my 100-mile-an-hour skill saw work there in the last video. But I got her done. Whoops. Ow. Wowzers. 2.5-inch galvanized. But yeah, that's dressing it up quite nice. Doesn't look quite so ghetto. Not quite so ghetto. There we go. Bang. Doing this last week, and every time I hit, you hear stuff falling on the wall inside. Another one done. Let's do a couple more. $2.50 for a piece, so it's not too bad. It's not great either for 1x3 spruce, right? Spruce, I assume, but again, once we put the Olympic water, keep this stuff from delaminating, because if you don't, well, here's the deal. This side will never get wet because of the overhang. This side will never see sun, so I wouldn't even have to put it. Don't really have to put anything on it, but I'm going to make it pretty. And I got it. Oh, there you go, guys. Last piece in the corner here. Close this in, because here's my take on it. OSB goes bad from the edges first. As long as the edges are sealed, how are they supposed to go bad? All right. So that's my take on it anyway. Water can't get in there if the edges are sealed. Nail the one strapping right to the other. There you go. What's wrong with that? Corner's done. Whole side's done. Look at the smile on that one over there. Look at that. Do you wonder why she's smiling? I haven't said anything about this yet. We're ready to do the happy dance here very soon. Coffee talk. Gonna take a break here before I go out and do the water seal on the OSB and the trim, because it's all done. We want to do a happy dance, happy dance, happy dance, and we're gonna do a big shout out to Wayne Murphy. Wayne Murphy, who's a proud new owner of our Brute Force 750 that we actually sold. I hope the bike is working out good for you, Wayne. I hope you're enjoying it, because you know what? It was a wonderful transaction with an awesome person, and you meet some real clowns on Marketplace, but it was an absolute pleasure to do the deal. And we hope you're happy with that bike, Wayne, and treating you well. Get out, and he's going to plow his driveway with it and stuff too. And he's a new rider. He's never even owned one before, so going to have some fun, learn how to use it. It's a beast, and that's a good working bike, though. A good working bike. So by that, selling it, guess what you did for us, Wayne Murphy? We have fresh water in our backyard. We had a hell of a week. I called 3 different companies to come do the well. Come have a look. What I had to do is in the backyard, we actually had to get, there was a low spot, but I had everything opened up. And we had to get a rig, actually. So we called 3 different companies. One of them, he was too busy, didn't call me back. The second one, he was already over and looked a few weeks ago, and he said, yeah, he could do it. But when I called him back here this week, he had issues with his truck or something. I think he had to get his truck inspected, and that took longer than what he had planned. So anyways, he couldn't do it. So he gave me the name of somebody else who by fluke, the day we called, he actually saw them too. They were not a quarter mile from the house drilling a well for somebody else. So I made a phone call, and I want to tell you, I met quite a character, Mike, who owns E.R. Steve's Well Drilling. And here's a man here that's gonna, this guy works his bloody ass off. That's his choice. But anyways, he came down, he looked at it, and he said, you know what, I don't have time to be here, but he said, we're going to do it for you. You need water. So get a load of rock, bring it in. There's a low spot that needed to be filled in back to get his truck in, because these trucks are huge, right? And they're a lot of weight. So he said, we'll be here tomorrow morning. He said, how soon do you want it? And I said, I don't know. I said, how soon can you do it? He said, well, we're in the area right up over the hill. We just did one today. Next morning, 18-yard load of 3-inch rock dumped over there. I had to go out there with a shovel 7:30 in the morning and start shoveling. And I shoveled till probably almost 9 o'clock at this. He showed up with a shovel, and his helper showed up. So between the 3 of us, we got it leveled out. We got it so we could get his rig in. So we started drilling, and it was so cool to watch this process, because I've never really seen it up close before. I've seen a couple quick videos and stuff, but it's never the same. We're on clay soil, so the first 10 or 12, 15 feet is just crap, he said. It's just like composted garbage. It's clay. When he first drove his bit down in, he didn't even have to spin it. He just pushed it, and it went straight down in, probably 10 feet, and he pulled her up out, and he said, oh yeah, it's going to be one of these ones kind of thing. So what he had to do, he spent almost as much time. He had to keep going up and down with the drill head, probably 15, 18 feet, not quite to the casing depth, which is 20, right? He went 20 feet. So what he had to keep doing is going up and down, blowing compressed air to keep the clay from clogging around the bit, because there's huge volume of compressed air coming out of that bit when they're drilling. Well, what can happen, he said, is if the mud where that clay is so wet, it can actually clog up around and seal between your drill and the surface, so the air pressure is going to go sideways. Well, I want to tell you, but there was one point when he put the bit down, and he was only a few feet below the surface, and the mud must have come in around, because wherever raspberry bushes and everything, we were standing there, it rose up almost a foot. The ground just started to swell, and then went back down, and we just looked at each other. Holy crap. Anyways, when he started drilling, I joked around, and he was joking, saying it was going to be 300-foot Friday, meaning he was going to have now 300 feet to get us a water source, right? And you don't have any idea when you start doing this. So if you're a gambling man, people get off on this stuff. I don't gamble. So anyways, I laughed at him, and I said, you're going to hit water at 80 feet, Mike, and we're going with a 100-foot well. And he said, yeah, you wish. So anyways, he started drilling, and he took quite a bit of time. He was the first half hour, 45 minutes, just getting enough cleared out. He could put the actual casing down in. And he literally had it so opened up that he almost let the casing just go in on its own about the last 4 feet. Then he puts the air hammer and pounds it down to the rock, right? He started drilling. He puts one drill extension down in. He's 25 feet. He puts, a few more minutes. His second one, he bores down in. And every now and then he's stopping. He's showing me fragments of rock and stuff and explained to me what, we're getting at different levels and all that. Granite, it's all granite. Just a mess all over the ground. Looks like quarter minus when they're drilling. And he put the third extension on him, and it got right to the bottom, and it was almost at the end of 74 feet. He pointed at the well, turned around and looked at that, or he pointed at the bit, turned around, looked at me, smiled, and he said, water. He hit water at 74 feet, drilled down to 100, and when he pulled her up out, they checked the flow well over 10 gallons a minute. So he said, man, it's your lucky day. You wouldn't believe how lucky you are, because we got good, clean water. We don't have to do this bullshit of hauling the water tank home anymore. Thank you so much. Anybody that reached out and helped us, the neighbors, we even had one neighbor offer to go over and do laundry at the house and everything else. We appreciate that so much. But thank God we have a pipe in the ground. And the best part was the water come right up to about 10 feet below the surface. So we got all kinds there, and we don't even have to go with a new submersible pump. We can run the existing jet pump in the basement, which is only a couple years old, probably 5 years old, not even. All I got to do is dig a bunch more trench, because I've got trench halfway. I've already got a pitless adapter, they call it, which is what goes into the side of the well casing to run your pickup hose and all that off your pickup pipe. I got a 150 foot or 100-foot roll of pipe ordered. I'll probably need about 60 or 70. But anyways, because I'm going to tie it in to the existing line that went into the old well. I got to dig a bunch of trench. I got to dig all around that casing, insulate it all. He explained to me how you do it all. You got to wrap insulation around that, wrap vapor barrier. You don't want frost to grab that pipe because it can pull it up out of the ground. But anyway, to make a long story short, and it's not a short story, we have water.
We have water.
It's 74 feet. He hit it, and I just grinned because I knew I said it as a joke. You're going to hit water at 80 feet, and I thought, I hope. The best part, I had $100 left over from the sale of the bike. I actually paid for that well, so.
Sometimes stars align.
Stars align, and crap happens for reasons. It's going to take a few more dollars again to buy the pipe and all that, but it's a pretty... one of the cheapest wells you're ever going to see. It wasn't even $6,000, we'll put it that way. So, when it could have been 15. So, and we have good, clean, all kinds of water. So, got to go outside and put some stain on. That was an 8-minute rant. Oh boy. All right, we're going to take our Olympic winter guard. We're going to put it in our sprayer, which is right here. We're going to try spraying. Give it a good shake first, I guess. I got an acorn brown, they call it, which is not real dark because this stuff is a semi-transparent. That's what I'm putting on it. Olympic semi-transparent water stain and water sealer. So, let's see how it looks. Lovely. You seeing that? I can't see it.
Yeah, you see right in the hole. You want it right straight down the hole?
Hmm. There you go.
Dark enough, I can see.
Yeah, but when you spread it out on a piece, on the wood it goes.
Transparent. You get a ride just in case.
Why, you have no faith in my
No, I'm not saying
mess
that.
making ability? I can make a mess, trust me.
Oh, I know, that's why I
Good as
said
the
you
best
want
of
a
them.
rag.
I can make a mess as good as the best of them.
There's a green one over here. Right here in the truck.
4 liter. One more. I guess I can put the whole thing. We'll take the whole jug, but I don't have to get stupid with it there. Oh boy, this whole sprayer leaves a bit to be desired, but check this out. It's looking pretty good already. Already down to here. It's not going on good when you spray it. It is, but it's not. It's splattery. But all you do is brush it out. You can see the difference here, what's done and what's not done. Show you guys how I put this stuff on here. It doesn't spray really good. Not bad, I guess. Better than what it was. And then you just brush it out. So I'm gonna get up top here first. And you gotta brush it all out. And it gets a good coating on it. It's gonna soak right in and it's gonna totally seal this. Totally water seal it. The mini cabin we did a year and a half ago. When it rains, it still beads. And it's actually spraying good now. I scared it. It's spraying quite good. Best to spray it all day. And then you brush it out and it'll level it out. And it looks really good. decent color. This will last for years. Here it is, that's good and wet, and then I'm going to brush it out. That's the way we've been doing her. Need to try rolling it. It seems to do better with the brush for some reason. Pushes it right into the wood grain too. So again, for being manky old wood, OSB, it will definitely help it. And it don't look bad. Whoops, right on the ground. Good one. Good shot, eh? Davey.
It works.
Mm-hmm.
It works.
Mm-hmm. The nice thing about OSB, there's no proper grain, no proper direction to go. So either way, if you want, not gonna matter. This will suck this stuff right in and totally waterproof it. Galvanized nail, so it never rust. So on the cheap. All right, back in a bit. Let me check it out. Honestly, what is wrong with that? That doesn't look half bad, does it? Look. For a hillbilly. Hillbilly low budget garage, guys. That is the whole purpose of this building I built. Sorry about the light. There you go. It's terrible here right now. But I like the color of it. I gave it just enough color that it darkened it down a bit, and it made the trim match the wood, as you can see, so it doesn't look like I just put the trim on. That stuff will last a long freaking time. Now what I got to do is I got to get up here. I got to do under my soffit. You can see there's nothing here. The pieces are there. There's nothing here, and all I got to do is put some OSB up under there again to keep the critters out, and that's the next. And then I'm going to stain this whole end. Is going to be done. Then I'll be done today. Well, the day's moving right along here, guys. I'm still puttering away out here. Check this out. Isn't that nice? I've got the soffit done up under here to there, because I could do that on that edge. I sprayed that in about 5 minutes. It's pretty dark on this wall, eh? But look down there how nice that is. Isn't that nice? And once it soaks in, on this it'll lighten up. It won't maybe be as light as that, but I don't think it'll be much darker. But anyway, it's looking good so far. This give me a nice little building on the cheap. I need two hands. I need two hands to run the sprayer. So I'll show you guys how good it's actually working here for me. Hopefully it goes as good as it was. Yeah. There we go. It's on pretty quick, eh? Like this. This is the way this is supposed to spray. Brush it out a little bit and you're done. They say one coat is enough. Home Depot Olympic sealer. At first on the side wall it wasn't spraying good at all. But now, makes short work of this stuff. Really does. Nice, eh? Then what I do is I take the brush and I just run it over it a bit, just to push it into your wood. There you go, like that. For all that, guys, that freshens her up big time. Big time. Yeah, we'll see. It's gonna look good. I'm gonna finish it up and I'll show you guys what I got. Wow, this cleaned up pretty good, guys. It looks right chestnut brown. It's not as dark as what the camera is making it look. And it will lighten up some once it soaks in. It looks way darker than the end, and I don't have a problem with that either. But it's starting to look a little more finished all the time. Oh, beautiful day here in the woods. Wow, the day got away in me here. What was going on? Look what friggin' Cindy made for supper. Holy God.
Well, it's sort of our
Chicken breast, chicken stuffing, and all that. Potatoes.
Yes,
Squash.
Yes,
Oh
sir.
my God, this is going to be so good. And we're even getting in the hot tub tonight. It's going to be a beautiful night. We get the tub warming up out here. We're going to get a fire going here in a few minutes. And I actually have somebody coming here in a few minutes to buy my old propane stove that we used to use in here. This was sitting outside here for the last 6 months, and it's going to be nice to see somebody else take it. So, anyways, we'll see you guys by the fire in a little while. We're so lucky that after a long time again with a fire ban, we had some rain the other day, and they opened it up again, made it so you can actually burn. So we're gonna kick back. I've got this thing warming up. We get this thing warming up. More getting warmed up. It's gonna be a good day for a good day. We'll kick back in the hot tub in a few minutes. I've got somebody supposed to be coming to buy this freaking wood stove. I don't know if they're gonna, or this propane stove oven. And I gotta just make sure I see if they're coming. But anyway, here's what I'm doing here. This is kind of a neat way to do this, I think. This is not a sponsored video. This is our Bouge RV water heater, propane. So what we're doing is I have both lines in the hot tub right now. And it looks just lovely in here. Look, it even looks blue. And that's with bromine. That's fresh water I just put in that. What I did, your pickup is in there. Normally you have the hose wand. Well, I've just got that back in there. So it's basically circulating the water. This was 53 degrees, I think. It's actually 82 and 109 now. 109 is the water going in, and it's 82 degrees in that hot tub. And we've been running this for 45 minutes. Running on 1 pound tank. Run it with a hose and a 20 pounder. So in another half hour, 45 minutes by dark, the tub will be 103, 104 degrees, and we will be going for a dip. So it's rough having a cabin in the woods. It really is. First world problems. You know what? The whole sell the ATV to fund a clean water source for your house, I think it was a smart decision. I've got a line of credit like most people. I don't even have anything on it. Open line. I could have written them a check for it. I could have handed them a debit card, right? But I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to have to go in debt to have water. I'm very lucky to have this thing sitting behind me, poor Lola, who I have been thrashing the hell out of the last couple of years over here, moving gravel. Lola needs a front wheel bearing on the passenger side. That wheel bearing is beat right out of that thing. I could grab that and you would laugh how much I can move that tire right now. She needs so much of a cleanup. The roll bar is all faded out. The body work, this paint, this is actually an actual automotive type paint, right? So it's actually, it's like a base coat, clear coat. So it's actually held up very well. But I'm going to take it home soon. I'm even going to try some Rust-Oleum. The dash is faded. I might paint that. I'm probably going to paint the roll bar. The poor tailgate has been all to hell. And I lost a latch over in my gravel over there that I moved. So what I gotta do is I'm gonna take that thing home one of these days and give it some freaking loving, because it needs it. So very soon. So again, it was a bittersweet thing to, I don't know, I have to sell the bike to get a weld, but, and again, hope you're enjoying it there, Wayne. Hope you're enjoying it. Anyways, we're gonna kick back with a fire here for a little while. Just walking around, rambling a little bit. Rambling man. I'm going to show you guys too that the lighting now isn't so bad. Check this out. Doesn't this come out nice? For being freaking pallet wood on the front and OSB on the side. That horrific old OSB. I know, people cringe. Does that look really that bad, guys? Does that really look that bad? And again, 100% waterproof. You throw a bucket of water in that, it's just like water in a duck's ass. So, what do you think? It darkened that down. Definitely darkened it down. But not bad for a pallet wood. I think I have less than $300 invested in that whole building so far. Think about that. I want to hang out at the fire for a while. Beautiful out. Oh boy, Sunday morning once again. I had a great friggin' time. We sat in the hot tub over an hour last night. That was beautiful. Watching the stars and the airplanes fly over top. What a way to finish off a freaking week. But oh boy, it's going to be a fun week. Last week, at least, thank God, to get that stressful part over, not knowing how much and how deep it's going to take to get water. But now I've got to hook up the water to the house, so I have to dig. I've got probably, I'd say, half the trench done to run the water line to the old well. Then what I've been tossing up the idea right now, I don't know, but I think we're going to fill in the old well, which is literally just a vertical concrete pipe in the ground. It's like a 24-inch pipe, I think. I may fill it in, like I say, the old well, but where the line comes into it right now goes down to a 90-degree elbow, and that's where your foot valve, the pickup, that line is going to be extended. I got to drill a hole through the other side of the concrete pipe. Gonna run it out, and that's where the ditch starts, then down to the new wellhead and all that. But anyway, I'll video a little bit of it, maybe showing it. I did have a video of them actually punching the well. The noise is so loud that it's hard to film doing that because there's so much noise going on. But I showed the basics of what it took and all that, and it was quite an experience. Huge shout out to ER Steve's well drilling, especially Mike, one of the owners. He's a character, and I'll tell you, he took care of us. He said, I don't have to be here, he said, but you definitely need water, so I'll see what I can do. Anyways, guys, from Cindy and I gotta get home and start digging trench again. Cindy and I, happy Thanksgiving to everyone out there. Live simply, remain grateful, and we will talk to you very soon.